walk through with us as best as possible that fateful day, which definitely would change anybody's life.
I'll let my wife start because on that particular date of this particular incident, she had awakened early that morning to bring her cousin who was visiting us from New Orleans to the airport. So she can begin with telling exactly how that day began.
So the morning started very early. I had to bring my cousin, like he said, to the airport for a flight back home because she was here due to a funeral that we had in our family. And so we woke up very early that morning, about 7 o'clock, because her flight was at 10. So we had to leave to get her to the airport. Everyone knows Hartsville, Atlanta Airport is the craziest and busiest. So you have to get there quite early. So at the time we woke up that morning, well, let me say that even before we woke up that morning, related to this incident, the neighbors, they had been moved in a week prior. So from the time they moved in, and throughout the entire week, there was nothing but chaos and rumbling and noise in that apartment. And we lived in the community in that building where everyone was friendly and neighborly. But throughout that whole week, we just decided to let that uh, the tenants in that apartment just get settled in and moved in because of course we know that we're moving, there's a lot of shuffling going on, a lot of trying to get furniture and situated in spaces that you want them and all of that. So we just let them, get settled in. So for that whole week it was a lot of chaos, and up until the point that the Thursday before this actual incident happened, which was on the Sunday, we had called Gwinnett County Police 9 emergency line. We had called the leasing office to try to get some assistance, and we did not get any assistance. So that's why on August 13th, the morning I woke up to bring my cousin to the airport at 7 o'clock in the morning, they had music blaring. And what could I do? Nothing, because it was the time that they can be active in the community and have noise and all that stuff. So that noise, however, went on the whole entire day. And so at 10:30, on about 10:30 or so on August 13th, it was quiet hours time. Quiet hours had started in the community. So because we had dealt with this a whole week, I thought that we would go be neighborly because I had already reported it to the leasing office. I had already called the 9 emergency line to try to get assistance from the police. So when none of that worked, I said, okay, let's go try to be neighborly because to introduce ourselves and just to meet them, and, you know, thinking that that would, you know, help them even get acclimated into the community to see the type of people that they were living around and just trying to be nice, honestly. And so we went up there, knocked on the door, never got a response from knocking, never who is it, never what do you want, not go away, get away from my door, nothing except a gunshot through a closed door is how we were met with the greeting from the upstairs neighbor.